And I was like, how are you gonna break your elbow? Dang it. I try to make something up for like clickbait purposes. Oh, what's your ankle? And I was like, how are you gonna break your ankle and then tell me to do that? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zhani. If you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow me on Instagram. It's in the description box down below. And if you're not new here, then thanks for coming back. So today I am making a video and it's going to be 90s movies that I really enjoyed. It's kind of like my 80s movies video, and I also wanted to mention that the reason why I didn't post on Monday is because this week and next week is all finals, and I forgot to mention that last week Friday, so it's like back-to-back finals. So the first movie on this list is While You Were Sleeping, and it stars Sandra Bullock, and she plays a girl named Lucy who's very lonely. She works at a train station, and every day she sees this guy named Peter, and she has a crush on him even though she's never really talked to him. So one day he's getting jumped and he falls off of the ledge, and he falls into the train tracks, and a train's coming. So Lucy jumps down, she pulls him aside, and she saves his life, but he ends up in a coma. And while they're at the hospital, there's like some weird confusion, and then his family ends up thinking that she is his fiance. So then she's like, okay, I've got a family now. So she's going to their family events, being kind of creepy, but she ends up falling in love with his brother. So it's really crazy, and it's a really good movie. You gotta see what happens when Peter wakes up, because things just keep on escalating, and then they were like, memory loss, like what's going on here? It's completely wild. The next movie is 10 Things I Hate About You, and it stars Heath Ledger and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and let me just tell you, that movie was bomb. Everybody knows it. There's like this very iconic scene. I either put it up here or insert it right now. So the movie's about this very abrasive girl named Kat, and she's pretty, but she's very rude and mean, and her younger sister isn't allowed to date until she does. So it's basically about her younger sister creating this whole plan to get her to go out with somebody so she can go out and go to prom with a date and everything. And obviously when Kat finds out about this, she's not happy. There's obviously a lot of drama that goes down between the siblings, between the guys, and her family in general. It's crazy. And it's a really good movie. Everybody kind of knows about it, to be honest. I watched it not that long ago, so I was kind of late to the game, but check it out. Now, the third movie is called My Best Friend's Wedding, and this movie stars Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz. So basically this girl Julianne gets really jealous when she finds out that her childhood best friend Michael is getting married. So he calls her up and he's like, "Whoa, Julianne, I'm getting married." But then they had like this pact that they made when they were younger, and it was basically one of those that was like, if we're this age and we're both single, then we're gonna get married. So she thought he was calling her to get married. So she finds out, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this guy. And then she's like, I have to break up this wedding. But then his fiance makes her the maid of honor, so things get extra complicated, and there's a lot of back and forth, and she's like trying to weasel her way in, and then it's just not working. And it's really crazy, but the ending is really good, and it was a legitimate ending. Like, you could kind of see it happening, so it was like almost real. It wasn't like one of those too stereotypical or too fantasy like extra movie plots that don't make sense. The movie that I have after that is Empire Records, and it stars Liv Tyler, who played Michelle on 911 Lone Star. So this movie is about a record store, and basically like all the workers are teenagers. Some of them are slackers. So one of the main slackers named Lucas bets money because he thinks he's going to be able to bet it and then make more money off of it so he can save the store, but obviously that doesn't work. And it's basically everybody, all the employees running around trying to save the store and pay back the bets that he made and the money that he lost, because this kid was like, ooh, I'm gonna save everybody, but then he just ends up losing more money. It was a really good movie, and it was really chill. It was like a whole bunch of teenagers who like music, who work in the same store, and it was nice. It was chill. At one point, they end up getting a celebrity to come in. He's signing autographs to try to raise money and to try to get more like exposure and to attract more attention to the record store, which works, but it's just pretty crazy, and you guys have to watch it because it's actually really good. I think one of my friends recommended it to me a few years ago, but I was kind of like, but I was going through a phase, so I watched it anyway, and it was pretty good. It was a chill movie though. It wasn't like hype. The next movie I have for you The next movie I have for you guys is Clueless. I'm pretty sure like basically everybody's seen it. I literally just watched it for the first time like last year. It stars Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd. So basically the movie's about this girl named Cher, who's your basic rich girl who doesn't care about anybody but herself. And then she starts playing matchmaker, and she does it successfully like once, and she's like, this is it for me. This new girl comes to the school. Her name is Ty, and she's like, this girl Ty, she could look better. So she gives her like this whole makeover, and Ty ends up being more popular than she is, and that's like a huge wake-up call for her. Ty's like running around being and popular, and she's like, oh my gosh, what about me? Because like everybody's flocking to her now, so Cher's not the it girl anymore. And so basically she ends up falling in love with this other dude. You'll find out their relationship later on, because I don't want to spoil everything, but it's like a huge like turnaround. She was like, these people ain't it for me. So it was like really good, because she started off kind of like a snobby chick, but then she ended up being like a legitimate good person. Okay, the next movie is The Parent Trap, and I added this because I watched it when I was a kid, and it was the first time I've ever watched a movie where people like switch places. So it's the one starring Lindsay Lohan. So it's basically about this girl who goes to camp, and then she meets somebody else who looks exactly like her, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's no way. So they end up switching places, and they're both living in each other's lives and experiencing that. And then, because one I think lives in like England or something, the other one lives in America. So it's like with the one that lives with the dad, he's like all fishing, and the mom was like all, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's so the mom's all like preppy. So like there's like a difference. So they both get to experience both sides, but then when they come back together, they find out that they're both sisters, like twins. I don't know how they didn't get that though, because they look exactly the same. Like there's something weird here. You have a dad, she has a mom, you're both missing a parent, but whatever. And so it's the first time I've ever seen a movie like that. They have a couple of those on Netflix though. I really liked it, and I was just like, it brings back so many memories, you know, little Lindsay Lohan. I also thought I just mentioned that my brother's dog is barking in the background. Yeah, he's barking, so sorry about that. And I'm also not speaking very loud. Sorry about that too. So just like, bump up that volume or something. The last movie I felt like I had to add, and it's Titanic, obviously starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. I think I mostly added this just because I wanted to like rant for a second, or just talk about the fact that he totally could have fit on that door, and how upsetting it is that he, because I'm gonna bleep that out, but you know what happened to him. I think everybody knows what happened to Jack, and I'm just upset. And at the end when she threw the thing over the boat, like what? Why are you throwing that? Like they were out there looking for whatever. If you didn't want it, just give it to them or something. No, don't even give it to them. I was just upset. Like, how are you gonna throw that necklace into the water? Like that's just disrespectful. Like the movie literally changed our lives. Why does Leonardo DiCaprio only do movies that you like literally remember? I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind still to this day. Like I cried during the movie. Like I never cry during movies, period. Like Marley and Me, and that was it. I think that's the only other movie I've ever cried during. I would have cried during Endgame, but I already knew what happened, so I didn't cry. But I'm losing my mind. Like if you haven't seen Titanic, you have to go watch it. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotions. He could have fit on the door. I'm beyond upset about that, but whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram. It's in the description box down below.